Frequency Podcast Network. Stories that matter, podcasts that resonate.
It's certainly that time of year when many of us enjoy a little tipple. Perhaps you've got the champagne on ice for New Year's. But what exactly are we drinking? Today on the Boozy Big Story, we're digging into the most popular types of alcohol in Canada during 2024. Joining me is someone who knows exactly what we were drinking this year. Alanna Bailey is the Senior Director of Spirits at the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. The LCBO is one of the biggest buyers of alcohol in the world, so it has a very good idea about what Canadians were pouring this year. Alanna, thanks for joining us on The Big Story.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, first things first, what was your top-selling alcohol this year?
It looks like Smirnoff is our top seller again this year.
So just the basic vodka, that's kind of what a lot of people are. I mean, it's a key component of a lot of drinks, right?
It's versatile, easy to mix with just about anything.
People have always said, oh, even the experts, which you are, you can't tell the difference between a Grey Goose or a Smirnoff. Is that true? Can you tell the difference between vodkas?
I've been fortunate enough to try a lot of different vodkas, and I have to admit I'm very good at tasting the difference.
Really? So there are some subtleties there.
Definitely, yeah. There's different vodka bases. Some of them are made of potatoes, some of them are grains. There's different distillation techniques. There's definitely differences and nuances to vodka.
So vodka was the top seller, Alanna, but the big story here, no pun intended, is that the hottest selling product at the Liquor Control Board this year had no booze in it at all. Non-alcoholic beer sales were up, 69% over last year?
Yeah, it's definitely beer in particular has been very on trend in this last year. Some of this is to do with obviously changing customer preferences for those lighter options and looking for ways to moderate drinking. However, some of it's due to the great quality that's been coming out. We have some big brand names that have launched non-alcoholic versions of their alcohol product. So customers really understand and resonate the product, and they're just looking for that option without alcohol.
Does that also exist in the wine and spirit category?
It does, although it's definitely a bigger trend that we're seeing in beer. But we have some great new products coming out, in particular wine this holiday season. It would be great to have on hand for holiday entertaining to have those non-alc options for your hosting.
Non-alcoholic wine, does that taste similar to alcoholic wine?
Yeah, they've come a long way, and the quality is improving year on year. There's some great technology going into improving that de-alcoholization process.
But there'd be nothing like that when it comes to spirits, right?
They do have some, there's definitely some spirits where they're de-alcoholizing the spirits. So basically they produce the product and then they remove the alcohol. It's a very labor-intensive process.
Now, I understand we were kind of favoring some lighter options when it comes to booze this year. What do you mean by lighter options?
Yeah, we started seeing this trend evolving over the last couple of years. And there's different elements to it. For example, in the wine category, we're seeing less sweet wine, maybe a slightly lower alcohol. On the spirit side, definitely less sweeter as well. Mixers and things with our spirits with like more sodas, soda waters, right, versus sugary mixes to go with those. So definitely a bunch of different options.
When it comes to what liquor we were drinking this year, tequila. Hot, is that right?
Tequila is hot. So I am a spirits buyer. So I will admit I am a buyer towards spirits. But tequila for sure was an outstanding year. It really resonated with a lot of our customers. It's this really versatile product. You can mix it in simple mixes and have it in really trendy cocktails such as spicy margaritas or Paloma.
Yeah, when I think tequila, I mean, you hear a lot about George Clooney and his Casamigos that made him like $100 billion or whatever. Is that a popular brand? What type of tequila was flying off the store shelves this year?
Pretty much all the tequila was flying off the shelves this year, yes. Some of our celebrity endorsed brands are, performing extremely well. They're very popular with our customers. They see it a lot on social media, so it really resonates with them. But really, tequila across the board has been on fire.
Does that surprise you?
It doesn't. It's actually been growing over the last couple of years. And I think it's actually, to your point, on those celebrity brands that really fueled that interest in these products. It's also, like I said, very versatile. It's easy to mix. You can sip it neatly. And there's a wide range of different styles and formats and different producing regions too.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be the case where, okay, you get a shot of Jose Cuervo and you put the salt and the lime on your hand. But now, I mean, there's like hot cocktails. This past summer, I was drinking Palomas.
But yeah, Palomas are one of the top drinks this year. Also, a lot of savory ones. Like I mentioned, the spicy margarita is very popular as well.
Asian beverages, you tell me, have been very popular this year.
Yeah, we've seen it definitely a shift with Ontarians looking at different Asian spirits in particular. Soju, if you haven't heard of it before, is the Korean distilled product from rice, similar to like a vodka, but lower in alcohol, around 13% alcohol. Very versatile, easy to drink. And we also have a lot of flavors of it too. It's really growing in popularity with our customers.
I went to Seoul in May for the first time. So I was introduced to this soju.
Hmm.
You can do so many things with it. They soju bombs, they mix it with beer. And you said easy to drink, and you're right. I mean, you just barely taste anything like alcohol.
Exactly. Yeah. Very similar to like vodka in that it's very easy to mix and very easy to sip as well.
Anything else in that Asian category that sort of saw an uptick this year?
Yeah, we've really seen Asian whiskeys, in particular Japanese whiskeys, very on trend with our customers as well. They're a little bit more refined and delicate than some of the other regional types of whiskeys.
Is there a particular brand in that Japanese category that is popular?
I'd say they're all fairly popular, but a lot of the brands under the Suntory house are probably some of the top trending ones right now.
Interesting. All right, we got to talk wine. I know there's a lot of wine aficionados out there. Even my boss at the radio station has her sommelier degree and loves to talk about all this. So tell us, what has been hot in the wine category in 2024?
Yeah, we've seen some definite changes in customer preferences in wines, especially over the last couple of years. We are seeing lighter, more refreshing styles. So, for example, some varietals like Pinot Noir or Grenache in the red categories, and some more refreshing and bright styles in whites, such as Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Grigio.
Is there anything in that wine category that people are not buying as much? Anything you noticed that is kind of moving to the downside?
Yeah, we've definitely seen those really big, robust reds that were very super popular, over the last few years. They've sort of started to downtrend a bit, as I mentioned, moving over to some of these more lighter and refreshing styles.
Interesting. We have to talk beer for our beer-loving friends out there. Obviously, a lot of options in that category. What type of beer were we guzzling down in 2024?
Yeah, beer is definitely popular all year round, but definitely looking into the fall season too. We have a lot of our stouts, porters, and our stronger ales that have come in that are really super popular this time of year with our customers.
Ready to drink cocktails. It's something that kind of a lot of people were talking about this year. There was some government efforts to put them into other stores, but it got us focused on this kind of new category where I can go and I can buy like a pre-mixed cocktail in a can. How popular are these things?
Yeah, definitely canned cocktails and pre-mixed cocktails are on the rise. They're super convenient, and the quality's really improved over the last couple of years. They're basically getting bar quality cocktails that you can have at your house. It's great for holiday entertaining, just to have on hand if you want to just, crack open and have a cocktail. It's ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of, cut water. I see that a lot, and that's, it's like 13%. You open it up, it's a margarita. You pour it over ice. It's just like it came from a professional bar, right?
Exactly. Yes. Very, very good quality cocktails are coming in, and they're very convenient format. So you can enjoy them anytime you want at home.
Look forward to next year, because I know you have to basically, as a buyer, you kind of have to focus on what the next big thing is. Do you see any trends developing for next year?
We always have our pulse on what's coming up and what's new in the world of beverage alcohol. Our buyers are always working closely with our suppliers and paying attention to all the different global trends. We do think some of the trends will continue this year. Tequila, I think, will still be hot next year. We're seeing a lot of customer interest around American whiskeys and bourbons. So we're really working hard to get some exciting new releases and limited releases of those products as well.
What's hot with American whiskey? I mean, you hear about like Maker's Mark not being able to make enough and all of this. It's popular, right?
It's very popular. It's very sought after. And obviously, whiskey needs to age, so it does take time for it to catch up with the trend. But customers are definitely interested in American whiskey. It's a bit bolder flavor. They're aged in charred oak barrels, so you really get that vanilla and caramel. So it's perfect, actually, flavors for this time of the season.
You buy products for the LCBO in Ontario, so you travel around the world, you taste different products to buy them. How did you, I don't want to dwell too much on this, but how did you get into this whole thing?
It's always an interesting story and how people find their way into these different positions. But yeah, I was lucky enough to grow up at working at the LCBO and had a passion for the product. We have some great other buyers as well that are, super well trained and product experts at our store. So we really work hard to get a great assortment for the customer.
Is there one spirit that you've tasted in your life that you said you remember as being, my goodness, that was the greatest thing. I wish I could taste that again.
Oh, wow. That's a great question. I don't know. I would have to say maybe some, I've had some very nice rums. I thought they were, I think they're a little underrated these days, but there's some beautiful aged rums that you can get out there. And some of the ones I've had they were quite old, but yeah, it was spectacular to be able to taste some of them.
That's a good answer. Like an aged dark rum. I mean, that's completely different than, Bacardi that a lot of people would be drinking, right?
Oh yeah, there's some beautiful sipping rums out there, and we have a great assortment right now. Actually, it's great for gift giving. But yeah, especially in some of the warmer climates, those rums age a lot faster too. So you get those great characteristics of the aging at a much younger age statement as well.
Alanna, Christmas has already passed us by, but it's still the holiday season, and I'm wondering what sort of holiday drinks were popular this year.
Eggnog this time of year is very popular with all of our customers. But if you check out on our website on LCBO.com, we actually have a great selection of cocktails. We have our cocktail of the month. This month was actually, ironically, a rum cocktail as well. And then we have cream liqueur cocktails that are also very popular this time of year. Bailey's and some different cream liqueurs would be perfect for holiday cocktails.
I mean, Bailey's in your coffee on a Christmas morning. There's nothing better than this, right?
Yeah, we have lots of great cream liqueur options or different flavors, lots of different flavors actually this time of year, lots of different Christmas flavors.
All right, maybe we're getting set to host a little New Year's party. So I'm wondering, as we make some beverages for our guests, what's the biggest liquor cocktail faux pas? Is there something that bothers you that people do? A soda drink or, matching things. What bothers you?
It's when it really bothers me when I have a cocktail that doesn't have enough ice in it. When people just put a couple ice cubes in it, it ends up watering down the drink. So the trick is to put lots of ice in it, and it actually keeps your drink colder.
I love that answer. That is so true. When you go into the bar, some people say, "Oh, don't give me too much ice because it's going to water it down." No, you're still getting an ounce, right? You're just getting more mix.
Exactly. Yeah. So more ice keeps your drink cooler, and it dilutes less at the end.
From the experts, you heard it here. Thank you so much for doing this. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks so much, Richard, for having me on. And I enjoy listening to your show. And for more drink ideas, don't forget to check out LCBO.com or pop into some of our stores and talk to our product expert.
Of course, it is easy to overdo it, especially at New Year's. And so the experts say keep a few tips in mind when it comes to drinking. Don't drink on an empty stomach. So go ahead and have those snacks. Count servings, not glasses. They say you should keep track of the ounces of alcohol you're drinking. And of course, don't drink and drive. Call for that rideshare or take public transit instead. And have a great time. That's the big story, the last one of the year. A reminder about a great new listening experience for you. You can listen anytime to the Big Story podcast on Seeker. That's SEEKR. I'm Richard Southern. Thanks for listening and Happy New Year.